JKB back with another video review. I'm super aggravated with the internet right now. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with the community out there, and I call it community because it isn't a community. The community is not online. You guys are living in some sort of bubble that doesn't exist really. It's in your own head. A community is when you go outside and help the fucking elderly take out the trash, or you go into a barbecue in the park with the rest of your community, or you watch out for each other in real life. A community isn't going online with a mob mentality complaining about a fucking comic book movie. You guys need to grow up and get real. Like, it's fucking 2016. I'm never having kids because I can't put my kids through any life that has anything to do with you and your kids, because holy shit, I'm going to be surprised if we don't nuke ourselves by 2020, because my brain fucking hurts with the arguments I'm seeing about this film. Let me just go in and say that this is spoilers. I'm going to do one video on this. I'm not a clickbait whore. I don't need fucking thousands of views on one video. That's all I need, one video. So if you haven't seen the film and you're seeing it tonight, I really do hope you come back here and you agree with everything I say, because that would make me happy. Now, if you come back and you don't agree, that's when we have a discussion, like civilized adults, not like 6-year-olds with fucking cheese whiz all over their faces. Now, I'm going to also say that don't go into this with expectations. Obviously, if you're coming back, you've seen it and you went in with expectations. And I understand that a lot of people have years and years and just fucking years of experience with Batman and Superman. And you love these characters for different reasons. There's no way WB and Zack Snyder can make a film that makes us all happy. So get over the fact that the critics are panning this film. Have you looked at the user score? It's about 8 out of 10. Do I agree with that score? You'll find out at the end of the review. Now, I got my notes, loading them up. Let's do this shit, because I am fucking aggravated and I love the film. Deal with it. If you don't like that, go outside. Dunkin' Donuts has your fucking name on a list. Let's just talk about the scale of this film. This isn't a small film. This isn't a small story. These characters have years upon years of backstory. Be it successfully or poorly executed, we've all seen Superman fly into space. We've all seen Batman shoot his grappling hook to reach a dark Gotham rooftop. But we've never seen Batman and Superman share the screen together. And after walking out of the theater, I have to admit, I felt good. This film wasn't perfect, but it did everything I wanted it to do. I think everyone involved in a film of this scale that manages to entertain me for 2 hours and 30 minutes, it definitely deserves my praise. It wasn't an easy task. The pacing in the film kept me engaged. The first 10-20 minutes, when you learn about Batman and you start to see what he's been up to for the last 20 years in Gotham, had me just mesmerized. His dream sequences were fucking awesome. And this is a Batman that wants revenge for his parents, and he's seeking that. And he puts his revenge into Superman. He thinks that if he can kill Superman and save Gotham and Metropolis, that this is his ultimate goal and this is his ultimate legacy. This is what he needs to do to pay off the murder of his father and mother. Now, of course, the pacing is so fucking fast that you guys know that you've seen the film. It just goes from action set piece to another action set piece to Batman trying to steal kryptonite to Lex Luthor planning his plan. It keeps going and going and going. And I have to be honest, guys, it was gearing up and it was going on an incline and it made me feel fucking great. And when you finally get that battle between Superman and Batman in Gotham, the audience cheered. Like, this is fucking epic. So the pacing, I have to give a thumbs up to that. Oh my God, I think it was on point. The cinematography in this is just spectacular. Zack Snyder has a way with slow motion close-ups, and he definitely utilizes his abilities in this film. Now, you could say that the film is very dark, but I mean, it's Batman, and that's what we want on film. The Superman parts of the film do have a little bit more light than the Batman aspect, but it still is tonally extremely dark, extremely intense. It's the adult version that I would want. Now, at times, you definitely notice that the director and cinematographer are using light. They're using shadows. It's art. It's an amazing experience on screen. And at points, I'm looking at The Dark Knight. I'm looking at classic stills from The Dark Knight Returns, and I'm holy shit, his suit. Wow. I am so impressed with the visual style of this film. Not like I would give it like 9 out of 10 based on the visual aspects. There are a few CGI moments in this where, wow, they're fucking out of place. Horrible. There's like 2 shots of Batman where you see him rise up and it's clearly CGI. I mean, it's horrible. And there's one shot with Cyborg which is laughable, and I'll get into that later. But overall, visually, it gripped me, like by the fucking balls and dick. And I was there for the whole ride, and wow, did I like this film. Let me just break down each actor and character and tell you how I felt about each of them. Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne and Batman. We've never seen this version of Batman on the screen before. In a way, this vision of Batman can almost be considered a villain. His use of pure, intense violence is constantly fueled by the murder of his parents. These nightmares are the perfect architect for the way he incites fear and justice into the criminals of Gotham. This is possibly my favorite on-screen Batman. I felt the intimidation, I felt his pain, and most of all, I felt how empty his heart was up until the last few moments of the film, when Superman tells him that his mother's name is also Martha. We finish the film with a focused Batman, and that let me just feel joy, and it made me feel like I need more of this Batman. Can you imagine Batman versus the Joker? Let's cross our fingers right now that Jared Leto nails the Joker, because a standoff between this version of Batman and the version of the Joker we're all hoping for could possibly be the best versions we've ever seen on screen. Clark Kent / Superman. This is a very confused Superman, and I totally get where he is coming from. The people of Earth are questioning if we even need a Superman. And as Clark Kent, this is where I felt a little let down, because we hardly get to see Clark in regular situations. He seems to always be in danger, under some sort of distress. The relationship between Clark and Lois is very important to the film, and I definitely felt the soft romance between them. I saw it on screen. The scenes that stand out to me have to be the courtroom scene where we see a full room of people explode. This is something we've never seen in a superhero film to this degree. An act of terrorism like this is just a spectacular thing to see. It is depressing, and the fact that we stay on Superman in the room after the explosion is heartbreaking. We feel the unbelievable stress that Superman must feel as the protector he believes he should be. And that's what works for this character. Amy Adams as Lois Lane. I do feel this was a tough character to use in this film. She's simply used as a tool to move Superman's story along. Amy Adams was decent, as she always is in most of the films she is in, but I would never say her character was the weakest link of the film. I would say she was overly used and didn't really need to be in all of the film. However, when we needed the emotional push between her and Superman, we got it, and I felt it worked in the moments that it needed to work in, but overall, I can't say I enjoyed every moment she was on screen. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor Jr., Alexander Luthor. Wow, what a performance on this. I mean, first of all, the choice of making him Luthor's son was interesting to me, and I absolutely loved his character. I know a lot of people are going to either love or hate him, but I loved his character. I honestly believe his character would have been horrible if it was played by a lesser actor. The subtle hints at his insanity at the beginning of the film kept me engaged. I wanted to see his character unravel in front of us. The way he moved on screen and the simple plans to be a god, he just emoted insanity, and I loved every moment of it. The one problem I had with this character were kind of his motivations. We learned very little bit about his backstory and what his intentions are overall, and that was a little bit cloudy. Does he simply want to kill Superman? Does he want to kill Batman? Does he want to take over the world? Does he want to be a god? He achieves some of those things, but we're left wondering, what's he going to do in Justice League? What's next for Lex Luthor Jr.? Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, the daughter of Zeus, the 500-year-old princess of the Amazon. Holy shit, am I in love. Not only is Wonder Woman as strong as a character as Batman, she also at times overpowers him and Bruce Wayne. The chemistry between Batman and Wonder Woman is intense. I loved every moment I saw of them on screen together. We learned very little bit about her character in the film, but it's safe to say that I think she steals every single frame of film that she's in. The dynamic between the three heroes of the film is fucking amazing, and from what I saw, I can't wait for her standalone film. The one thing that nobody's talking about is the fact that this is the formation of the fucking Justice League, and by the end of the film, you are begging for more. I don't give a shit that it was 2.5 hours. People are complaining 40 minutes less. I want to see a fucking 3-hour version of this film because I loved the environments. I loved the characters. I absolutely love the dynamic between Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. It was like a treat. The chemistry between those three, holy shit, and their characters really stand out for who they are. The only weak point in this film is Lois Lane for me. Lex Luthor, holy shit, what a surprise. And I was so happy with his character that I am so excited to see what he comes up with in the Justice League movies if he is involved. Now I'm guessing by the way that this ends, he's going to be in this, and that's going to be exciting. Let me just finish this review off with going over the pros and the cons. I'm going to start with the cons first and tell you what I didn't like about Batman v Superman. Now, of course, there's quite a bit of cons. There's a lot of pros as well. I have to just go through a list. Now, Wonder Woman's scene when he's looking at the meta-human data that is stolen from Lex Luthor, that felt a little out of place. And the fact that Batman had already looked through those files and now we have Wonder Woman looking through them, it just felt a little bit out of place. And another con would have to be the cyborg footage that we are shown is so fucking bad. The CGI is terrible. There's no explanation on what the fuck we're looking at. We're supposed to figure out, yes, of course, it's some sort of military operation plan. I know nothing about Cyborg. I just wanted a little bit more. And then all of a sudden that little cube on the bottom left of the screen starts spinning and what the fuck is going on? Horrible. It was just really bad. That one little thing was just not good for me. Now, Superman dying worked for the film. However, I feel that this is a con, that at the end of the film, they shouldn't have shown Superman is alive in the casket. Now, that is a bit of a play on The Dark Knight Returns, of course, where Batman essentially fakes his own death and Superman hears his heartbeat. Now, I understand why they switched it up, and I understand why a lot of people are going to be upset, but this goes back to expectations and fear of change. Now, you can't look at this as a movie for a second here. Look at this as just another comic book in an alternate universe. If this was put out right now as a comic book, I wonder how many people would hate it, because it does just change up the mythology we know from the comics. Now, don't look at this as a comic book movie. It's based on a script, based on the comics. It's a new entity out there. It's a new universe. If you go into it expecting The Dark Knight Returns, you're going to be let down. Now, Aquaman was clearly breathing underwater, and I'm fucking, let me look at the dictionary area. Fish, so breathing, and Aquaman, let me, Yeah, Aquaman shouldn't be breathing underwater. He shouldn't be holding his fucking breath either. Now, Jason Baloney, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of his or not. I haven't seen enough of his work, but I will say that the Aquaman shot was just too long as well. We don't need fucking 10 minutes of fucking Aquaman floating at the camera awkwardly, holding his breath when he's not supposed to be doing that, and then destroying a drone. Just silly, but still, Cyborg and Aquaman and even the Flash's cameo get me super excited. Now, Lois Lane. This is the weakest link of the film, and I'll say she pulls down a lot of the film. Like, there's moments where I'm like, get off the fucking screen, show me Batman and Superman. I don't know what to say about her. Amy Adams does an amazing job selling the emotional role that she should be. She should be Superman's anchor to humanity. Batman, at the end of the day, turns in such an amazing performance, especially in the scene where Lois Lane is on the ground next to Superman, and they figure out they have the same mother's name, Martha. And that moment when Ben Affleck just yells out, "What does that mean?" That's when you see he's invested in this role. So Lois Lane does play a pivotal role in the film, but we don't need to see her in the fucking desert. We don't need to see her with Lex Luthor on the top of the building. I understand that she's there for Superman to show up, but I think Superman could have sensed that. So Lois Lane, and last but not least for cons, has to be Doomsday. Is just, why the fuck is he in this movie? Well, he's in it so we see Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman take down a major villain. Now, did it have to be this character? I mean, I didn't have a problem with it. I understood what was happening. I understood that Lex Luthor went into the ship. He created a character that is so much bigger in the comic books. And that's where people are going to be let down. Yet again, I never read any of the Superman comics. So yeah, you can't call me a fanboy for liking this film because I don't know the fucking mythology. I know Batman's, I don't know Superman's. So in saying that, he's a bit of a letdown because he seems like he is such a bigger character. And he is pigeonholed right into the end of this film. But everything that happens with him is amazing. And you really do see the dynamic between those three. And you see their characters. And you see how different they are and how they work together. And that's what this film really is about. And it fucking nailed it. So deal with that. Pros. Then I'll give you my score because this is a long ending here. Music was fucking incredible. Hans Zimmer again comes back with a score that is riveting, keeps me invested. There was moments where I teared up. The Batman theme, however, was just a little weak compared to the Lex Luthor theme, which I thought could have just been the Batman theme. So Batman's theme in this were okay. The fact that Juki XL, who did the score for Mad Max, was back with another amazing score. These guys together, fucking incredible. Love the score. The pacing was balls to the wall action. I absolutely loved the pacing of this film. I can't complain about that. It felt like a comic book because it is a comic book movie. These are characters that live on the pages and now live on the screen. And I am happy to say I enjoyed almost every single moment in this. Last but not least, before I get out of here, two things. Wonder Woman is just as powerful as Bruce Wayne and Batman, and the chemistry between Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman, you can't get better than this. It's fucking incredible, and it launches us into the Justice League films, which I just can't wait to see. Superman, Batman, The Flash, Aquaman, and fucking Wonder Woman, who's incredible in this film, battle whoever they battle. And I'm like, think about, oh my god, if the Joker shows up versus Batman in a standalone film, I am so excited about the expanded universe now in the DC movies, or I should say the universe that they're creating. Last but not least, my favorite part of this film, of course, is Batman kicks the shit out of Superman, teaches him what it is like to feel fear, and Superman becomes more human in Batman's eyes when he realizes that they share the mother's first name. And that is the pivotal point of this film that ties a bond to Superman and Batman like I just wanted on screen. Let's be honest here, I want them to get along. Fighting is one thing, but I want them to get along, but you have their own characteristics. I mean, Superman is about justice, clean justice, and Batman is about kicking your fucking teeth in and putting you in a cell and branding you, which is another fucking incredible thing. Overall, because this is going long, I give this film an 8 out of 10. I know I went on Twitter earlier and said 9 out of 10, best fucking superhero movie. Listen, I slept on it, I thought about it, and the Doomsday thing, pigeonholed at the end, and the Lois Lane thing really did bring it back, and there were some scenes that just didn't need to be there. But Ben Affleck is fucking amazing as Batman. Superman was amazing in this film, and Wonder Woman is fucking incredible. So thank you so much. I just simply ask, do you agree with everything I said in this review? Which is also known as my opinion. So don't kill me if you don't like the film. It's a difference of opinion. Go outside and help the real community in your life. And I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the film. And I'm so far behind on reviews, I apologize for that. I'm feeling a little bit better. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next JKB episode.